Right now at 6, more blame and vandalism as teachers in the district struggle to agree to final terms.
We have a deal. This is not a time for trading proposals.
There was not a tentative agreement in place.
Plus, a gun control law passed by Oregon voters struck down. The new ruling against Measure 114 and what comes next for its supporters.
And get ready to take a trip.
That connects you and helps you see your life and your relationship with the world through new lenses.
As the Rose City's first psilocybin center prepares to open its doors.
Good evening, everyone. We begin at 6 with breaking news out of Harney County, where a judge has declared Oregon's new gun control law unconstitutional. That means voter-backed Measure 114, which would have created some of the strictest restrictions around firearms in the country, will not be going into effect, at least not anytime soon. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm China Green. The measure would have required a permitting process to get a gun and banned high-capacity magazines. Kyle Boshi is in the newsroom with the details of today's ruling and what happens next. Kyle.
Measure 114 has been tied up in state and federal court since it was narrowly approved by voters last November. State Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum plans to appeal the ruling. In a statement, she wrote, "The Harney County judge's ruling is wrong. Worse, it needlessly puts Oregonians' lives at risk. The state will file an appeal, and we believe we will prevail." The state trial stemmed from a lawsuit filed by gun owners claiming the law violated the right to bear arms under the Oregon Constitution. Measure 114 would require people to undergo a criminal background check and complete a gun safety training course in order to obtain a permit to buy a firearm. It also bans high-capacity magazines. Harney County Judge Robert Rocchio sided with gun owners, saying it unduly burdens their right to bear arms. There's also a separate federal case. In July, a federal judge ruled it was lawful under the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. But because the state judge ruled against it, the law remains on hold. State courts can strike down a state law that violates the state constitution, even if it's permissible under the federal constitution. That means Oregon officials will have to win in both state and federal court for the law to take effect. The plaintiffs in the federal case have appealed the ruling to the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. The case could potentially go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Kyle Boshi with the breaking news there. Thank you, Kyle. Let's get to the latest developments now in the Portland teachers strike, with tensions and questions after what appeared to be nearly a deal between the union and the district suddenly fell apart. Amidst those tensions, we have seen cars and properties owned by PPS board members now being targeted by vandals with spray paint.
Meantime, the union representing Portland teachers is doubling down and blaming the school board for extending the strike. The district says PAT rejected the proposal last night.
So let's get right to Alma McCarty. Alma, tomorrow will mark 3 weeks since teachers first hit the picket lines. What are you hearing tonight?
Well, David, China, the hopes around all of this are a lot more uncertain tonight than they were yesterday. The district reporting that last night through a mediator, they learned that PAT had rejected their latest offer, and they haven't put a counter proposal, a counter offer on the table at this time. The union, however, said that negotiators on both sides of this agreed to what they believed to be a deal earlier this week, and they called out the school board once again for shooting down that deal.
On week 4 of the Portland teachers strike, tension builds between the union and the district.
What do we want? Safe schools!
As a group of teachers, hundreds strong, continue to picket, this time crossing the Burnside Bridge Tuesday morning, PPS board members report acts of vandalism, like the word shame spray painted on board chair Gary Holland's car. This after district leaders maintained they were nearing a resolution.
We know parents are really concerned. We know teachers want to get back in the classroom. We feel a deal is very close still.
After marathon bargaining sessions that stretched into Monday, the Portland Association of Teachers ultimately rejected PPS's latest proposal Monday night. That's according to the district. Portland Public Schools says the obstacles that remain: parent involvement in class size committees, and a reentry plan for students' eventual return to school. The union, under the impression they'd reached a deal with the district Monday, told their members that the board rejected what PPS and PAT had agreed to, extending the strike. PPS board members told KGW Monday morning neither side had reached a deal.
I wanted to be clear that our board did not reject the whole proposal, and there was not a tentative agreement in place. Our PPS bargaining teams brought a conceptual proposal to the 3 board members at the bargaining table for our consideration.
But PAT still contends there is a tentative agreement from Monday morning. It's up to the board to back it. PAT President Angela Bonilla writing Tuesday, it's now the responsibility of the PPS board to do their jobs and pass the agreement their bargaining team recommended to them so we can get our students and educators back into classrooms.
Okay, Alma, bottom line, this almost sounds like a stalemate. Are the two sides still talking? Do we know if the union is working on any kind of a counterproposal here?
Yeah, well, David, a spokesperson with the district actually told me not that long ago that they are open to anything. However, no negotiations have been scheduled at this time. On the union side of things, it does not appear that they are working on any counterproposal, instead telling the board and the district to revisit the proposal from Monday morning.
I guess we'll see. Thanks so much, Alma. Stay with KGW for the latest on the Portland teacher strike. Until we have news of a deal, you can catch up on our past coverage and look for updates on KGW.com and streaming on KGW+.
Let's get to your other headlines tonight. In Wilsonville, a mom who tried to treat her daughter's cancer with CBD oil and then fled to the state to prevent her surgery has been convicted. Christina Dixon was found guilty of criminal mistreatment and custodian interference. In 2018, Dixon stopped letting her daughter Kylie undergo medical treatment for liver cancer. The state got involved and assumed custody of Kylie, but let her stay with her mom. In 2019, Christina took Kylie to Las Vegas before a scheduled surgery to remove a tumor. Law enforcement found Kylie and she was returned to Oregon in foster care. Her mom turned herself in 2 months later. The Oregonian reports prosecutors are seeking a 19-month prison sentence for Dixon.
In Clark County, an organization has received a $5 million grant to help move homeless families into permanent homes. As of today, there are more than 100 homeless families in Clark County. Council for the Homeless says it will distribute the grant money from the Bezos Day One Families Fund over the next 5 years. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos created that fund. The Council for the Homeless also plans to work with schools to serve students in need and their families.
The car sharing service Free to Move is leaving Portland at the end of the month. People can pick up the cars wherever they're parked and can rent them by the minute. But an email to users, Free to Move officials said not enough people use the service. Right now on the app, there are 59 cars available in the city of Portland.
And a reminder from PBOT tonight, Leaf Day parking orders are now in effect and are being enforced. You might have already seen the no parking signs that'll rotate through the neighborhoods across the city through December 8th. Your car can and will be towed in certain parts of the city if you are parked on a street that is designated for leaf cleanup. To find out when your Leaf Day is and if it's coming to your neighborhood, you can check out portland.gov/Leaf Day. Matt?
And all those leaves have an excellent chance of drying out in the days ahead because other than tonight, tomorrow morning, there's no rain in the forecast. Look at this amazing time lapse of this lenticular cloud, cap cloud on top of Mount Hood. From our camera in the Dalles, you're looking west. It's coming right at you, and then the lighting gets weird, and the whole thing is just kind of beautiful, and it's a sign of the impending change in our weather because we usually get those when a weather system is moving in, and there is a weather system moving in, but it's not a very big one, and it does not last very long. You can see the rain out along the coast right now, raining up at Astoria, the Long Beach Peninsula. This will be sweeping into the valleys later on tonight. After about 10 p.m., we'll begin to get the rain in the Portland area. So, yes, rain tonight, rain early tomorrow morning. And then that's it for the rain. I mean, that's it for the entire holiday weekend, which is really quite remarkable. So, weather issues, really no big problems in terms of travel weather around the Northwest right on through the weekend. There will be fog in the valleys in the morning. That's likely going to be the biggest issue, and that could be a problem when visibility really gets low. But for the Portland area, east winds will really minimize and eliminate that fog. And the mountain passes, like all of them, south into California, over the Cascades, over into eastern Oregon, will all end up being clear by later tomorrow night and certainly on Thursday and through the weekend. So all systems go for the holiday, guys.
Nice to have a dry Thanksgiving. Thank you, Matt. Heads up holiday shoppers, you might notice an increased police presence starting this weekend. We told you Monday how Portland police have started walking patrols downtown.
And today they announced a new mission targeted at cutting down on retail theft. Let's bring in Blair Best with those details. Blair.
Well, the mission starts Friday and runs through Sunday, and it really goes beyond just retail theft. It's another effort to help people feel safe during the holidays. So more than 30 officers across all of Multnomah County will be targeting shopping areas with a focus on curbing retail theft. Here in Portland, theft has increased by about 80% since last year. And police say they know for some, stealing is simply a last resort. And their goal is not to criminalize poverty, but to address the impact that this type of crime has on the community, especially during this time of year.
So the message is that we want people to come out. We want people to enjoy Multnomah County, to shop, to really embrace the kickoff of this season. And also understand that if you're going to come out and steal things, that we're going to be watching.
I mean, just the other day, her friend's purse got stolen, things stolen out of a backpack. So you just always got to be aware. So it'd be a little bit nicer to have that presence.
Now again, this mission runs just through this holiday weekend, but Portland Police Chief Bob Day says he's interested in making it an ongoing effort. China.